Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to a November 19th webinar hosted by our team, Team RigER, Belkasoft, out of the snowy Calgary, Alberta. So today's topic is another unique one that we're going to dedicate some time explaining how things work in RigER. So it's more user-focused, but it's also going to give an idea to those of you who are thinking of embarking on an implementation system such as RigER to let you know how you can manage some of the equipment and repairs needs in the system. So today's topic is equipment repairs and rework in RigER. First things first, my name is Nikolai Korniuk, and I'm VP of Business Development here at RigER Belkasoft. And this first couple of slides will be just on me to make sure that we're all connected. And I can see that some of you guys already who've been with us before, know the drill, which is a very good thing. So you can hear, I take it that you can hear and see us just fine on the screen, so we can move on then. Thank you very much. So today's agenda and presenters, and let me introduce you to those of you who are new with us today. So today's presenters are Indre Kringelite, our user support lead, and those of you who are users of RigER know her by voice and by email. And another presenter today is VP of Operations, Gleb Kobets. So the two of them are going to be talking about a number of different items related to the repairs and rework in RigER. Specifically, we'll start from a general overview of the process of repairs, and then we'll go through the in-shop, in-field repairs and how they differ and what you can do in any setting where you need to perform the reports. We'll also touch base on the dashboards and the reporting function out of the repairs, and cover the unique module such as Rework. It's not for everybody who's on the oil field, but it's specifically geared towards the companies that mostly manage frac and flowback. And of course, we will touch on a very important thing in the end, which is how do you manage the whole repair cycle on a mobile device? And we have something interesting to show you. Of course, conclude with Q&A for all the questions from you. So let's get going. And let me pass the microphone to Gleb Kobets, who will start with the complexity of the oil field job in RigER and in general.
Thank you very much, Nikolai. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Gleb. Let me just start with short introduction about this topic, why we are talking about repairs and rework modules in RigER today. And I'll just shed a little bit of light on the complexity that we have faced already with managing all these transactions and operations. And we know that oilfield business is not an easy thing and not a simple kind of operations, because we have lots of different parts in terms of the tracking equipment, billing the clients, and maintaining the equipment, tracking employees' time, and tracking all the costs that are associated with maintaining equipment or repairing that. Now, let's take a look at the pretty much simple example, which is the case for the smaller companies when they do the rental job, and upon the return of the equipment, they have a return ticket, return field ticket, and the equipment gets estimated in terms or evaluated in terms of the damages or some kind of deficiencies in the working condition. So we can set the equipment after the job to the repair shop and generate the repair card in the RigER system that will actually track this event. And you'll be able to add some kind of materials or parts or add the labor services to the repair cards and then process it to the ready-to-rent status. So that's pretty simple scenario. Now we are moving on with a little bit more complicated scenario where we have a inspection step in the process flow. So after equipment gets returned from the location, or even upon the picking up an equipment from the location of the client, we may have an inspection card gets generated in the system, and the inspection process will have a number of steps that the field technician or inspection manager should go through and check all the inspection checkpoints before the equipment gets to the next step, which may be a repair. Because some of the consequences of the inspection process may be that equipment either in a good standing and we can move it to the shop and deploy it to the next client, or after the inspection, we have realized that the equipment needs repair, additional repair before it will be ready for the next job. And after the inspection card, we can generate a repair card, which will then also may trigger a final inspection before the equipment gets ready to the next job. So this flowchart actually explains how the unit number, a particular unit number or a equipment asset flows through the different documents, and depending on the different conditions of these documents, it may have different sequences. So for example, if the rental unit gets returned from the location, so we select the condition in the return ticket. Either it's good or need repair. If the condition is good and the equipment doesn't need a repair, we can generate an inspection card that again will go through the important steps and checklists. And if the inspection result is good, we are following the right side of the right-hand side of this flowchart, and we're just moving the equipment to the ready-to-rent status, and it's ready to be deployed to the next job. But if it happens that upon the return we realize that the condition of unit is unsatisfactory, we can set the need repair status, and then we can generate the repair card, which in some cases or in some companies' terminology means the red tag. So we assign a red tag to the equipment and it should be repaired. Then after the repair, we can generate an inspection card with a green tag, again go through the some kind of checkpoints, and if the inspection result is good, we move the unit to ready to rent status. Or if inspection shows that no, we still need to do some kind of work on the equipment before it gets ready to rent status, we again repeat this circle with a repair card, and up to the point that equipment is in a good standing, we send it to the ready to rent status. And let's consider the most complicated scenario that we've seen so far, where we have multiple steps on the equipment workflow cycle, where we have both inspections and repairs, and we add up to that, we add the rework services. So in our terminology, rework services means that we don't repair units by ourselves, because it may be some kind of complex operations or involving some kind of specific equipment that should bring the equipment to the ready to rent status. So we send this equipment to the third-party vendors that are capable and have all the tools available to repair our equipment and certify it and bring it back to the shop to be sent to the next job. So also, in some cases, if you are using the assembly module of the RigER system, where you can assemble a complex unit from different parts, so after each assembly or disassembly, you also may have an internal inspection, and that may trigger repair. And if repair is not, again, as I said, if it's we are not capable of doing this repair, we send it to rework. So we will show how all these steps are processed in the RigER system via documents, and you will see clearly how it can be done. But as for now, let's just move on to the more practical thing, and let's consider how we do repairs both in shop, or if we need to repair the unit that is on location. So we will also see how the in-field repairs work. And at that point, I'll pass the mic to Indre, who will cover these topics.
Thank you, Gleb. Hello, everyone. My name is Indre, and I'm user support lead here in RigER. So let's move forward and let's talk about repairs in RigER. So first of all, I would like to introduce with the repairs in shop. That means when repairs are run in your warehouses, in your shops. So we have two types of repairs in shop. It can be an internal repair, or it can be a repair job repair after the job, when equipment is returned from client's location after the job and you recognize that it requires some repairs to be done on it. So in this slide, you can see there are a few tips what should be met when you want to run an internal repair in RigER. So the first of all is that internal repair can be generated only based on defective unit list. So when you have a repair card in shop, it can't be generated like standalone document. It's always going in the sequence of some procedure in RigER and following by some main document. So in this case, when there is internal repair, so it can be generated only based on defective unit list. And then second really important point is that the unit number, which the asset which requires the repair, should be status ready for rent. So that means it's not deployed on client's location. It's in your shop, in your warehouse. And you just notice that by the weekly or monthly checking your equipment, your asset on the yard, you notice that some unit numbers requires the repair, so you can generate a defective unit list and then run a repair and record it in RigER system. So here you can see repair cards and defective unit list documents example in RigER. So as I mentioned, internal repairs can be run only based on defective unit list. So it's a simple 2 steps how to generate and how to run repair operations, internal repair operations in RigER. So you are generating a defective unit list, you are selecting the specific unit number which requires a repair, and then by one click you're generating a repair card, assigning it to field technician, and the field technician can see it on the computer desktop or on the monitor or on mobile phone application, and can run a repair and record all the steps, all the services and parts what was provided for the repair for this unit. And everything, all the records are staying in one place in RigER. So more moving further, the second type of repair cards in shop is when the repair is run after the job. So the first thing is that this repair can be based on 2 documents in RigER. So a repair card can be generated after the rental ticket return, when equipment is returned from the client's location after the job, and you right away see that it requires some repair. Or it can be generated based on inspection card. So you are returning equipment from client's location, you inspecting the equipment, and then you notice that it requires some repair to be done on that equipment. And then you can, like Gleb mentioned, set the status, the condition of equipment, the status in inspection card that it requires repairs, and the repair card would be generated in RigER system. And another point what's important on repair cards in shop is that unit numbers is returning, as mentioned, from client location. So that means this type of repairs cannot be generated for unit numbers which are on your location, on your yard, in your shop. So let's move further, and here let's discuss what the main points, the main fields are in repair card in shop. So first of all, in repair card, you can list all the parts and services, what was done on the equipment, what materials was used, and so on, and list the prices for these services and materials. Another thing what's important to mention is that repair card in shop is related with client job. So you can see on the left side of the screenshot that there is the client name, RSA, the return ticket. So this repair card is related to specific job with the client. Then when all the repair is done, And when equipment is ready to be moved back to inventory for the next job, you set a repair date and time. So from that date and time means that equipment is ready for rent again. And then you set the status of repair card as done. So these two fields, finishing repair card, so the repair date and the status of repair card. And one more checkbox, what I would like to mention, that how you can recognize if it's repair card, the type internal, or if it's a repair card after the job. So if the checkbox internal is selected in the repair card, then you can notice that it's based on the defective unit list and it's an internal one. And if this the checkbox is not selected, then it's noticing that it's this repair is after the job. And one more difference is that internal repairs card are not related with the client. So that means it's not related with some specific job and there's no client information in it. So by moving further, here you can see that, like I mentioned before, that in every repair card you can list all parts and materials used for repair together with all the services, and you can enter the prices for each part and material. And when there is a repair card after the job, there are two options. It can be billable or it can be not billable. So if you check that this repair card is billable, that means you will be able to charge the client for the repair. And in this case, there's two options how you can generate an invoice and send it to the client. So you can select the generate button, and the first option, invoice, it's like regular rental invoice, which will include the rental fee, the service tickets, and together with the repair cards, all the fees coming from the repair card for the repair. And then you can send it to the client. Another option what RigER allows is to generate just a repair invoice. That means only repair cards will be included, and all the parts, services, materials from the repair card will be included in repair invoice. No service tickets, no rental fees will be added to that particular rental repair invoice. So it depends on your operations. You can charge clients together with all the rental fee, or you can just generate separate invoice just for the repairs. And one more functionality, what RigER allows is an item transfer. So item transfer in status needs repair. So for example, when you are returning equipment from the job and you notice that this equipment requires some repairs, but the repair location is selected the main department, and you want to run a repair in a different shop in the different department. So from the repair card, you can generate an item transfer document, and then by this document, the unit with status need repair will be moved to a different repair location where the repair can be proceed. So there is this option, this possibility in RigER too, so you can record a movement of equipment which requires a repair from one department, one shop to a different one. Okay, so let's move further, and I would like to show you one more type of repairs what we have in RigER, and it's field repairs. In next slide here, you can see a repair card in field. What is different from the repair cards in shop? So first of all, these repairs are run on client's location. So that means the equipment is delivered for the job for the client, and in some particular time you may get a service call from the client and say, oh, something is broken, something should be repaired and fixed. And then you can generate a repair card in field, and the field technician can go to the site and fix the equipment. So there are a few tips what should be met when this repair card in field is generated in RigER. So first of all, it can be generated only for deployed unit numbers. So that means these units are in client's location, are delivered to the client for the job. Another one is that a repair card in field doesn't trigger unit number status change. So the unit number stays still in status as deployed, and the repair card is just sent to the field technician. The field technician is notified that this particular unit number equipment is required for repair and go to the site and fix it. Another thing is that there's no repair date in repair card document in repair card. So as an example, repair card in shop has a repair date which identifies when the equipment was repaired, and repair card in field doesn't have this date. So that means the field technician is going to the location, just fixing, recording what job was done, what parts and materials was used for the fix, and the equipment is going back to work. And another thing, this repair card in field is always related with the client job, and you can bill later the client for the repair, or up to company's decision, it can be billable or not billable for the client by the checkbox. So if the billable checkbox is selected as on, then this repair card will be included in the next invoice for the client. Okay, let's move further. And here you can see activity log dashboard is one of the most usable dashboard in RigER. And repair card in field can be generated from this dashboard. So operation manager can see which equipment is deployed on client's location for the job, which equipment is ready for rent, and so on. And if you highlight the unit number, the equipment which is deployed, the field repair ticket button becomes active, and you can, by one click, just generate the repair ticket type in field. Okay, so let's move further. And now I would like you to describe a little bit repair dashboards and reports, so where you can check and see which equipment is required to repair and so on in RigER. So in next slide, here you can see a repair dashboard. So this repair dashboard represents all the equipment which is in status need repair, and you can filter by rental unit, by unit number. You can filter the data by client, repair card status, RSA, location, or department. So you can find a specific unit numbers and so on, what you are looking for. Another filter what you can use in this repair dashboard is color coding, so which represents the statuses of repair cards. So you can filter which are repair cards which are open, which are done already, or which are in process. Then the one more procedure what you can run on this repair dashboard is that you can close repair card directly from this dashboard. So if you can see, there is a repair check column in this dashboard, and when you select the checkbox, the repair card gets closed. The repair dates get set at the particular date and time when you click it, and this repair card is item line with the repair card is removed from this dashboard, and you can see you can work on the next repairs. So it's helps field technicians or operation managers just proceed with the repairs in an easier and quicker way in RigER. And in the next slide, you can see there is one more important let's say one more important thing about the repair dashboard and repair cards, that you can separate the repair cards by the priority. That means if you see that some particular equipment, some particular unit numbers will be required sooner for the job, you can mark it as important or critical, and the field technicians on the dashboard can see right away that, okay, we need straight away go and work on that particular rental unit and make it available for the next job, return it to the inventory and fix the what is broken, what's required the repair. So another thing, what you can see here in the same repair dashboard, that you can see already finished repairs. So if you select the checkbox show recent repairs, it will show all the repairs cards which are done or closed already. So you can check what was done yesterday by the filtering by specific day, or what was done last week, which equipment was already repaired and finished. Okay, so let's move further, and one more place, one more location in RigER database where you can see all the repair cards is the repair card journal. So here in the journal, all the repair cards which were generated in RigER system are located in the specific journal, and you can see a lot of details of each the repair card, and you can filter, so you can see if it was internal or in shop or in field repair card. You can see the unit number for which the repair card was generated, the status of the unit itself, and you can see to which field technician it was assigned and so on. So a lot of information here, and you can just get a list of all existing repair cards in RigER system. So one more location where you can have all the details about the repair cars and unit numbers which require the repair is the need repair report. So RigER has a lot of different type of reports for representing different kind of information, and this specifically report shows all the unit numbers which are status need repair. So you can see the full list of equipment which requires a repair. Another thing what you can do, you can save it on your computer, you can print it, or you can email it to operation managers or to some dispatchers just to have a list what is for repair at the moment, which equipment, which asset is in repair status. So all this information can be found in this report. Another very useful functionality in RigER is email notifications. So what it does, email notifications allows you to set up a notification get by email. So for example, for repairs, when the repair card is generated and the field technician is assigned, you can set an email notification for this field technician. So field technician will get an email to his mobile phone or to the computer that, okay, there is a repair card assigned to you together with the print form of the repair, and field technician will be notified that some work required for him. So there's a lot of more documents what you can use in this email notification, and it's really useful by our clients in RigER.
Okay, thank you very much, Indre. It was very informative and exciting. Thanks a lot. And I'll just let you a little bit breathe out and just to take a few sips of coffee and relax, because I'm going to talk about the Rework module. So let's switch gears and talk about a little bit more advanced functionality of the RigER system that allows you to send your equipment for rework or just to get it repaired by third-party vendors. First of all, important thing to know is that, and if you're already our user of our system, you know that every single touch of the equipment or every single action with the equipment of the system is supported by a unit number statuses. So it means that every single serialized item in the system can change its own status depending on the action that we take on this unit. So for example, let's talk specifically about the rework workflow cycle, because rework is when we return our equipment back from the client's job. And while our equipment is at location, at the client's location, it has deployed status. But once we start moving that equipment to the, say, repair process, the unit number gets the need repair status. Now, when the repair is done and we see that we needed additional work on that equipment to get it fixed, we send it to Rework. And we generate a Rework purchase orders and other documents that I will explain precisely a little bit later. But the unit number status will be changed to for Rework. So it's scheduled to be sent to the manufacturer or to external shop to get repaired. Once this unit is shipped to this shop, it gets the rework status. So we do it through the bill of lading out document. So we ship this document out of the system and it will be marked as not available right now at our shop because it's somewhere else for the repair work. So it will stay in the rework status until we get this unit back to our shop repaired. So we do the bill of lading in document. And once this document is processed, the unit number gets the ready to rent status. So now we can send it to another job of our clients. Another flowchart will show you the documents workflow. Instead of the unit number workflow, we are now looking at how we process documents. And again, as I said, we can generate the repair card, or Indra said that previously actually. So we can generate the repair card on the repair dashboard. So the repair card gets generated. Now we move the unit down the workflow cycle, and if it's for rework status, the purchase order document with the type rework will trigger the status for the unit number. Then we send this unit number out for the rework job, and the unit number gets the rework status. And when it's returned back, bill of lading in gets generated and the unit gets the ready to rent status. At the end of this cycle, we can have a purchase invoice, meaning that we probably will need to pay for the rework services if they are not included in the warranty or some kind of different conditions of this unit usage. So, and all these documents other than repair card can be generated on the Rework Dashboard that I will cover also a bit later. Now let's talk about precisely documents that will support this rework workflow cycle. So the first document in this chain is the purchase order. So we just schedule our units to be sent for the rework. And the purchase order with a type rework, so special type, is responsible for that kind of movement. So we specify from which shop we ship the equipment from, where it can be shipped, the vendor, billing information, shipping address. We also have the delivery date field, where actually this field says when this shipment should be done. And definitely we fill out the table with specific rental equipment and specific unit numbers and information of, for example, what will be the estimated price to fix this equipment. So important thing to keep in mind while you will be working with the purchase order rework document is the PO line. You see that as the second column in this table, PO line. And we would suggest just to keep these lines in this order while you're generating the document, because that's very important for the system to keep your documents consistent and interconnected. So we advise not to move the lines up and down, just keep them as it is. So we are moving to the next document, which is the bill of lading out. So actually, after we have finalized our purchase order and we have discussed the prices and all the conditions with the vendor, so now we can ship the equipment. we generate out of the purchase order, in a sequence, we generate the bill of lading out. And once this document will be posted in the system, it means that this equipment will be marked as shipped. So we won't be able to ship it to the client's location or to another job, or even to reserve this unit for the next job. So it's locked in the system because it's virtually out of our shop, right? So we have the bill of lading out, and you see that even for this component, for this equipment, we have the PO line 4. So it means that out of the 4 units that we had on the previous purchase order document, we've just shipped the line number 4. So we can do partial shipment and track every single equipment separately. So we ship this equipment out. Once the equipment gets returned and fixed, we generate the bill of lading in. So we land our unit back to our system and back to our shop. So it gets the available status in the system. And you see that the PO line number 4 is also staying here. So the system generates it automatically, and it tracks which line out of the PO has been processed. Now we have the bill of lading in with the information. It's pretty simple document with a date when it has been returned. And the final document in the chain is the purchase invoice. So again, the purchase invoice, you can generate out of any of these 3 documents, but we would suggest to generate it from the purchase order just to keep all these sequences in place. And again, there might be several purchase invoices received from the vendor, right? Or it can be just one total purchase invoice, including all the items that has been fixed and returned to our shop. And also you see that we have a due date for this invoice and all other information. You can also add any comments to any of these documents just to support all these transactions with additional comments. And basically, that's the general setup of this document with the taxes included. Okay, now let's see how the Rework Dashboard can help purchase managers or fleet managers to manage all these operations from the one screen. Actually, the Rework Dashboard is a powerful tool that allows you to generate all these documents that we've just seen out of the screen. So here on the Rework Dashboard, you see all the units that are marked with rework or for rework statuses. And you can select multiple of these lines or just one line and generate documents for a specific line. So for example, if we'll take a look at the first line, so this unit has already been sent to the vendor. So it has a status rework. And we have already generated the BO rework document for it. We have generated bill of lading out. And we also see that our unit is in the rework status already for 206 days. So we can track actually how many days this unit is being reworked, or how many days it sits in the for rework unit waiting for the repair. If we receive information from the vendor that unit couldn't be repaired, or it's absolutely damaged, so it doesn't fit to the repair condition, so it can be scrapped. So you can trigger another action in the systems that will scrap this unit number, and it will be like virtually deleted from your availability dashboard, so you won't be distracted with this unit number when you pick up units for the next job. Okay, so, and you can definitely filter this dashboard by different kind of statuses of the unit numbers or different types of equipment. You can also associate different vendors with the equipment that has been sent to rework. And you also may filter these dashboard by recent reworks. So just to take a look at the recent, and this recent can be actually set up for the time range. So you can set that your recent reworks will be shown only for the past week or for the past month. So it's actually flexible to set these time ranges. Okay, and another important thing to know that all these actions are supported by our powerful mobile applications. So just recently we have released and presented the mobile ERP client. So this is a specific application to your iOS devices or Android devices also that can support all your activities that you can see, and you can also have maybe experienced already in your desktop applications on the Windows devices. So basically by installing this mobile ERP client to your mobile devices, you are able to perform all of these activities, invoice your clients with these activities, and actually work with a dashboards to manage all these operations. So the mobile ERP client, the most powerful out of our applications portfolio. So if you're interested in that very fresh development of our team, so just please reach out to us and we will show you precisely how it works, and we will be able to install it to your operations. In terms of the field technicians or service technicians, they can also work with their documents, meaning repair cards or sometimes inspection cards. So the field tech application will receive all this information from the cloud database, and the field tech will be able to see the information and maybe sometimes to add some information to the ticket and send it back to the office just for a review or for approval. So we constantly receive questions, can field technician generate new documents in his mobile application? And the answer is no, because we streamline the workflow that office personnel can generate documents for the field technicians, and field technicians will receive it to their phones, but they won't be able to generate it. So if you want your field personnel to be able to generate documents, we would suggest to use the mobile ERP client because it's the most powerful thing. But if your field technicians just need to see information and maybe to collect electronic signature from the client for specific tickets, or take pictures of the equipment at location and attach it to the field ticket, that will be available on his field technician application.
So if the reason is you may need to have more information, and the question may be just longer than just one short line or a couple of sentences, please do feel free to reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to talk and hear you out and see if we can be able to provide additional information or the context about your question and run a quick demo of a module or the whole system. So depending on what your priorities are, okay? And the details of how to contact us were just on the screen. You can always just kind of type in RigER.us and there we are for anyone to reach and talk to us. And on the next slide, we wanted to introduce you the next week is a special week. So it's a Thanksgiving week in the United States. So we are not going to be running the webinar on the next Thursday. So everybody's going to be enjoying the turkey. So guys, have fun with it and enjoy the time with the family. It's going to be a long-awaited and well-deserved break for many, if it's allowable in your area wherever you are. But at the same time, we will actually host a webinar the week after the next one. And on December 1st, we're going to be talking about the user success in RigER. So how to be the successful user of the system and what it means to provide that when we say that we provide support. So we'll cover all the different topics related to that, how the support works, what does the user training mean, what it entails, and what the knowledge base is about. So there's a lot of things that we're going to be talking about. Also, the digital academy, the digital Oilfield Academy that we've launched and now run for a couple of years. You'll always be able to get a sneak peek and ask any questions on how to become proficient user of RigER or soon to be a user of RigER. All right. So on that note, again, here's our contact information. Feel free to reach out to us anytime you want, by any means, and we'll be more than happy to talk to you. We appreciate you being with us today. Have a great the rest of the day, and we'll talk in about 2 weeks.
Thank you very much, and have a great day.
Thank you, guys.